Thank you. And you can hear me. Welcome. I'm Nancy O'Neill. I'm a licensed spiritual practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Tahoe-Truckee. And it's my joy to welcome you all here this morning. Whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual path, you are welcome to be here with us because we know that there are many, many paths to God. And we recognize that all these paths end in oneness and in love. So we are really grateful for each of you for being here this morning. And to those on Zoom also, that you can't really tell they're there. Looks like a black screen, but they're really there. So we set our intentions today with the receptivity statement. And so please read along with me. That should appear on the screen. I am here by divine appointment. Something I'm about to hear applies to my life. I am open, receptive, and willing to explore the possibilities. So this morning we have a real treat in Angelika Schafer is here this morning. And she said that she could kind of take over and do everything, which she is. So she's our musician this morning. She's a minister and she's going to be doing our talk this morning also. So, and then she's going to introduce herself. I have her bio here, but I know she's going to do a better job of it. So I'm going to let her introduce herself to you, and then we'll hear a first song from Angelika.
So good morning. Really nice to see everyone. It's hard to believe that I was here last in November, and it seems like yesterday. Welcome. So it's always a little funny when people read a bio about me and I'm sitting there, who are they talking about? So I did not choose music. Music chose me, or life chose me to do music. And one time I sat in a garden at Ananda community where I lived for a while. And I just called out with all my heart, what should I do with my life? I knew I had a purpose. I didn't know what it was at the time. This was in my 30s. And I actually heard a voice and it said, healing through music. And I didn't know what that voice was or what it meant, but I did listen. I was startled. I'm hearing voices. And I signed up for Sac State music programs until I ran out of savings and thought it meant a music therapy degree, but it didn't actually mean that. It meant that the music grew me. It was my opening, my way that I could connect without guilt, shame, fear. It just could connect directly and channel the purity of the frequencies of the divine frequencies that I knew in my heart. And I started to share them all over the world. And I was healed from stage fright by a sage, a saint from India, this one of the holy mothers, and she just took it away. She made me sing in front of all these scary people right next to her. And eventually I realized I'm just singing to God, as God, from God, with God, nothing else. And then I was never nervous again after that. And so I just see it as a ministry. I don't feel I'm a performer. I just want to share the inspiration that I know from other dimensions. And I bring them here as best as I can. So I'm going to start out with a meditation song. So you feel free to close your eyes. And it is by Rickie Byars. It's From Within. And the words are really profound. And then I added a Sanskrit prayer, which means, you are my everything. You are my father, my mother, my wisdom, my wealth, my everything. From within, I let my heart begin to see eternity. Turn within, and now I can begin to see the face of God. Face of God is all I am. Face of God is all I see. Ever present all around me. It's within me. It's within. Ever present all around me. It's within me. It's within. Tvamiva Mata Shapita Tvamiva Tvamiva Banduscha Saka Tvamiva Tvamiva Vidya Tvavina Tvamiva Tvamiva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. From within, I let my heart begin to see eternity. Turn within, and now I can begin to see the face of God, face of love is all I am. Face of love is all I see. Tvamiva Mata Chapita Tvamiva Tvamiva Banduscha Saka Tvamiva Tvamiva Vidya Travinaham Tvamiva Tvamiva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Mama Deva Deva. Did I give musical hugs?
That's beautiful. I just like so much how you move into Sanskrit. So, yeah, it's so beautiful. For some reason, that Sanskrit seems to connect at a different place in your mind and in your heart. So, anyway, thank you, Angelica, who is doing everything, including. I'm going to open this morning with an opening prayer, and then Angelica can do the special reading. Is that okay? Okay, so just join me this morning by taking a deep breath. It always helps to get us centered and to just allow ourselves to come inside this sanctuary, but inside this place inside of us where we know the divine is. And so in knowing that, I'm just grateful for this time together, for this teaching, for Angelica being here, and for Reverend Pam, who is heading toward the end of her sabbatical. But just knowing that all is well in this world, that's what we think, that's what we believe, that's what we know, that good is always there. And it's always expressing. And this morning I see it just expressing in the joy, the beauty, the love that surrounds us, which we know are those qualities of God that are us. And so in knowing that, I know that this service is exactly what each of you, each myself included, needs to hear because we are here by divine appointment. And so, in knowing that, and great gratitude always for Sundays, I allow that to be and just let it move out into that universal presence that always says yes to us as we say together. And so it is. So this morning, um, today the CSL has a Centers for Spiritual Living have a monthly theme. And this theme this month is called Speaking Truth to Circumstances. And so Angelica is going to be speaking on a topic called Looking Deeper, which is always a surprise when you do that. And so Angelica is going to do our sacred reading this morning and then move into her maybe another song and then into her talk.
Thank you. So here's some beautiful wisdom from some of my teachers. Acceptance is letting everything come. Forgiveness is letting everything go. Love is letting everything be. Wisdom is letting all things arise, flourish, and release naturally. Awareness is restful attentiveness. The experience of wholeness is that of being complete in each moment. Each moment is enough. One feels a sense of fullness and satisfaction simply in being. Nothing needs to be done, yet all things are possible. One feels the joy of simplicity and simply being with oneself. We are complete. And our invocation, just relaxing and being aware of your amazing life-giving breath we usually take for granted, flowing in and out like the waves of the sea. And it is the bridge between the conscious and the subconscious mind. We are the sacred meeting ground of human and divine, form and spirit. The meeting ground of our attempts to make ourselves happy and the fulfillment of effortless divine alignment. The ancient sages of India observed that our destiny is ultimately shaped by our deepest intentions and desires. A classic Vedic text, the Upanishads, states, "You are what your deepest desire is. As your desire is, so is your intention. As your intention is, so is your will. As your will is, so is your deed. As your deed is, so is your destiny." And do not underestimate the power of an intention. It is a potent impulse of consciousness that contains a seed of that which we set out to create. And we can all sense that there is something that is unaffected by our success and failures, our perceived limitations. It is always beckoning gently. This essence of creation, a vast consciousness, presence itself. And this presence allows all that is to arise and subside within it with complete love and no judgment. So let's relax and smile and watch the breath. and welcome to this moment in eternity. And so I want to share a new song. Well, it came into my mind at the end of December, and it took all this time to get a beautiful production of it. And it's an invitation, and it's self-explaining. So. Walk with me through the open door. Something now is calling us home, stronger than ever before. Walk with me through the open door. Now we can walk each other home and follow the music of our soul. Were we ever really lost? Or was that just a dream? Perhaps it's up to us. What we decide is real. Are we ready to let go of all we think we know? Of everything we thought and ways that we were taught. Walk with me through the open door. Something now is calling us home, stronger than ever before. Walk with me through the open door. Now we can walk each other home and follow the music of our soul. Takes just what it takes for hearts and minds to change. We got a little lost to find our way again. And anyone who wants can now be really free. Opportunity is here, it's speaking loud and clear. Walk with me through the open door. Something now is calling us home, stronger than ever before. Walk with me through the open door. Now we can walk each other home and follow the music of our soul. It is time now. It is time to come home right now. It is time now. It is time to be home right here. Right here. Right here. That is my true invitation. So here we are on Independence Day. And Nancy shared a beautiful story about her grandson. What did he say when you asked him?
I told my grandson when we say, Max, how old are you? He goes, I'm free. I said, yeah, we all want to feel that.
Yeah. So instead of saying I'm 3, he says I'm free. I really like that a lot. So I wanted to start out, well, the basic theme is looking deeper. And what does that mean? I think a lot about these things. And going deeper to me means getting out of the realm of just love and light. Because most spiritual seekers, that's what we want to stay in the comfort zone. We want to be really in the love and light all the time. But the difficulty, and that's our true home, our true nature. So, of course, we want to be there. But here on earth, we are in a light dark opposite paradigm. And so our spirit took this on. Our soul took this on to come here and explore all that is possible in either direction. And Colleen and I at the beach this morning, we had a nice wisdom talk, and you shared with me that from Gangaji, the wisdom of Gangaji, who talks about that it is through exploring these things that we judge and feel horrible about, and all the failures and all this, the shadow, these painful things in our lives, that we are actually, by exploring them with presence and non-judgment, and throw the guilt out of the window, throw all of that judgment out the window. That's what we came to explore. And in my life, I now can take my shoes off so I'm a little bit closer to the mic. Now I am, because of all the things I struggled with, and there were some gnarly ones that I thought I wouldn't survive. I really wanted to get off earth. I could not handle this life here, but I made it through. And because of it, I am a good counselor now for others. I can hold space, create a space of safety, open up, and allow everything to be explored through the heart, through presence. So we lose our fear of that which we are afraid of. And that's the key, that we stop resisting what is within us and what is in this life. You know, it is light, dark here. That's our experience. There is night and there is day. There is shadow, there is light, there's everything. So I am learning to dance with all of that. And in order to dance with it, I have to be willing to feel everything. And so there has been a shift in my life from where I used to be really afraid of the intensity of my own experience, of my own emotions. And that totally changed for me. I am just open. I am in this just celebration of life. I am feeling great. And then a whammy comes and I'm no longer afraid of it. You know, the whammy of life. Oh, let's explore that one. Let's see what gifts it has. So when we lose our fear of what life might bring us, or what might be future, I used to be afraid of future losses. You know, like I come from a wartime, you know, I was growing up in Germany with parents that went through World War II. So for them, they lost everything. Their houses were bombed, you know, they had no food to eat, they had they had nothing. So pretty bleak. And what was I going to say? I love the child's noises. It's really sweet. It's just, I got so drawn into that, you know, that moment and that sound, that I forget what I was going to say next. But that's okay. Yeah, World War II, lost. And so I used to be afraid of that the future would be like the past of my ancestors. But that was a program running, and it took a lot of my life force to have that running. And so I did all kinds of work on it, all kinds of spiritual stuff, all kinds of trauma stuff. You know, I dove into everything. I didn't leave one stone unturned, because I knew there was a way through this. There was a way to make peace with all of it, even that scary future that might happen. And I am the biggest testimony that it's possible, because I used to think it wasn't possible, at least not for me. And now I'm actually experiencing life very differently. And so all that looking deeper into what was there, all that scary stuff, I wouldn't trade it for anything. I would not trade any of the hard and painful experiences of my life, uh, not wanting them anymore. I didn't want them at the time, but I've come to a place where I'm really grateful for them because they have brought me to this, where there truly isn't any fear of the future. Whatever will happen on this planet, I now know without any doubts. And this is the thing, where we can really weed out the doubt, that I am here to be helpful. And life will take care of me. See, when a child grows up in a lot of trauma, we don't know that anything is there to take care of us. We don't know God. We don't know that the universe is on our side and has our back. We just struggle with that basic trust, basic trust and faith. Then we put on spiritual teachings on top of that wound and we try to have faith, but we still underneath don't. That's where we need to look, where we're lacking. And we need to get helpless like little kids and say, universe, please help me. I don't have any faith. I don't know how to trust you. I don't know how to do this. Please help me. That's when help comes. And it comes in the most unexpected ways. When you become completely authentic and honest with yourself and life. And you can call it whatever, divine. You can call it source. You can call it your higher self, whatever. It's just about being so honest where you're at, wherever that is. We are here just learning. We're just children learning in a wild world. And on another level, we are infinite, amazing spirit. We're that too. But here in form, it's all about exploring and making messes in the sandbox. you know, and boy, did I make plenty of messes. But life has been so forgiving, and there is so much grace. When I released all these fears and worries and troubles, it was a gradual process. But when that got released by grace, life changed. So I know I'm here to be helpful. And I know life has my back. Life is taking care of me more beautifully than I could have ever taken care of myself, ever. And that is the truth. I cannot believe how beautiful this life has become. I just can't. I just like every day I'm astounded. Like, what? You've got to be kidding. I mean, I don't know, 20 some years ago, I wrote in a journal what I wanted, manifesting. And I broke it down into categories like, okay, category of, uh, family, friends, relationship, spiritual growth, where I wanted to live, financial. I included all the categories, and they all have come true beyond what I wrote at the time. More beautiful than I could even imagine it. And I have a very good imagination. So anything is possible. And when we are thwarted and frustrated in life, and we come across this pain and sorrow and brokenness, do not worry. That is the place when you go all the way to the bottom of that pain. That's the place where your divine is meeting you. It's waiting there for you in the brokenness, in the heartache, in the intense pain where you have no more trump cards, you have no more fixings, you have no more strategies to make yourself better. When you get to that place, the divine is right there and saying, hello, sweetie, I love you just the way you are. And I know you think you are broken, but I am here with you, pure love. Just relax into it because everything will eventually pass and you will learn huge lesson from this. And I did. The most painful parts in my life, I learned huge lessons. And at the time, I argued with the universe. I didn't want to have these experiences. I just about incinerated myself. And today I look back at it, I go, oh my gosh, this person that was part of that story, thank you, you set me free. I go, I celebrate them. They're my biggest friend. They looked like they really messed up at the time. And it turns out to be the biggest gift. We just never know. So let me share with you a poem that I love by Rumi. It's called It's Rigged. It is rigged. Everything in your favor. So there is nothing to worry about. Is there some position you want? Some office, some acclaim, some award, someone who loves you? Maybe two, maybe three, maybe four, all at once. Maybe a relationship with God. I know there is a gold mine in you. When you find it, the wonderment of earth's gifts you will lay aside as naturally as does a child a doll. But dear, how sweet you look to me kissing the unreal. But dear, how sweet you look to me kissing the unreal. I just love this poem. You know, it's like that divine is so infinitely loving and patient. And it would just guide us and through anything and wait forever for us to choose it. It's just there all the time, but we're choosing other things, and that's fine. It's our exploration. So divine is going, oh, my child looks so cute to me, exploring all these things that make him unhappy, and eventually they'll figure it out. They'll come and turn to me, and they'll get all the happiness they ever wanted and could ever use. And that's the place where I'm at. But it doesn't mean that you're always feeling good. Okay, so this is a misperception. We have many spiritual misconceptions. I could talk hours on that. But we're not always feeling good. I have days where I don't feel good, but I now, instead of distracting myself or running away from it or using strategies to cope with that, I now actually go into it, and I go, let me explore that. Let me look deeper. There is a gift there in there. There is something I want to explore in that. So I no longer make it wrong. If I don't feel good, I don't make it wrong. Like, I travel a lot right now again, and lots of it in the Bay Area. I live in the wilderness, and I drive in those cities. I get lost sometimes with two GPSs, and my nervous system gets all whacked out. And I sit in the middle of the surface street, not knowing which freeway of all these options, a dozen options of freeways to take to get back home. And I just let myself cry for a while. It's okay. I just go, oh, sweetheart, we're lost and you really don't like that. You really can't stand that. It makes you feel of being lost as a soul on earth, an orphan. So, and I just cry, and that's okay. I just love myself crying. I never used to be able to do that. So nothing is a problem. Nothing is evaluated. Oh, you're less spiritual. You're less than, because you're crying and you're having a nervous breakdown about being lost in a big city. No problem. Let the tears come, no problem. This little one, this is my little creature, or a rental car, this little one just wants to cry sometimes. And that's one of the release valves for me. It's all right. And I'm talking to all you guys out there. Let yourself cry. I know you've received some pretty mean conditioning about not crying. It's all wrong. You should let yourself cry if you feel like it. You got my permission. As a matter of fact, I'll cry with you. This world is very heartbreaking. It's very heartbreaking what goes on here. So I've learned to allow my heart to break open instead of breaking down. I allow my heart to break open into things. I lean into things. So I've been recently with Karuna Mai. She's one of the saints. She's the one that healed me of stage fright. She's visiting right now in Sunnyvale, and I'm going to there tonight to be with her. She is amazing. She during COVID, she said she was nobody could see her. She was in meditation on behalf of humanity, on behalf of this earth. And she said, children, I am this world. Everything in this world I feel in every cell of my being. And I love this world so much. And I could feel the pain. She was able to, she is so big, so identified with that universal consciousness, that she is able, even in this little body, this little form expression, to hold the pain of the whole world in her being, and not break down, but break open. And I was so touched by that. It was amazing. So like, wow. And so my prayer, you could write down a prayer, go up in front of her, and she just stroke your head and silently pray. And when someone like that prays for you, it's so, because she is one with divine will. There's no doubt, no resistance there. It's just that capacity is complete. Our capacity might be 10%, 100%, well, 90%, whatever it is. And our capacity changes to open to that much divine power. But she is always there. So when someone like that sets an intention and makes a prayer, it's just like it becomes real right away. So I felt that, and my prayer was, let me be more like you, increase my capacity to be able to be helpful. I now trust that life is taking care of me as long as I'm meant to be here. And when my time comes to go, I am so, open and happy to go on to the next assignment, wherever that is in this universe. So that's the relaxation. That level of trust is the relaxation. And it's interesting, the time has come to stop the talk, but I have many more things to share, which I have to wait for another time. But it's interesting, I make these notes, I prepare a lot, and then I never look at them. It was a totally different talk than what I actually prepared. It's like, how does that happen? It happens by being present. So you guys needed to hear something different. But anyway, I just so it is required sometimes that we walk through that valley of sorrow and death, seeming death. But it's not on the highest level, it's not real. It is an illusion. So I want to end with a quote that I actually came up with. One day it popped into my head, and if I can remember it. So the good news is it's only a false sense of self that is being dismantled in our journey. The bad news is it thinks it's real. And that's when we start to suffer. But suffering is optional. Pain is not. But suffering is when the stories come in, and we can let those go. We can actually change the story to where it's always a win. No matter what we go through, it's a win. And it's for only one purpose, for us to grow. And a friend of mine says, we're going to be such badass spirits. We're going to be able to create universes when we're done, when we graduated from this world. And I'm going to hold on to that. We're all going to be so powerful, because this is a very hard school. This is a very hard realm. So good for you for being here. Good for you for taking it on. I celebrate you with all my heart and all my being. Blessings. All right.
A great talk. Thank you, Angelica. Boy, when you talked about the being on the freeway, I think all of us who live, you know, uh, away from a city, really, that we have our one road that kind of goes around Tahoe, and when I get off of it, I get exactly like what you were saying. It's like, even with the GPS, and especially in a big city with freeways going all different directions. But it's good to remember that. I know. I'm going to introduce it.
It's a different one than I planned.
Never mind.
That's the problem working with me. I'm always so spontaneous. It's spirit guided, and something different happens.
And I love your spontaneity. Anyway, go ahead with your new song.
So it's called All Is Found, and it's actually from a Disney movie called Frozen 2. And it's a mystical song. And it talks about the depth that we need to dive deep into that mystical river to find the treasure, the true gift. And the story is too long to tell you, but watch the movie. It's very good. And the sisters in the movie is exactly me and my sister. I'd be Elsa, she'd be Anna. So. Where the north wind meets the sea, there's a river full of memory. Sleep, my darling, safe and sound. For in this river all is found. All is found. When all is lost and all is found. In her waters, deep and true, lie the answers and the path for you. Dive down deep into her sound, but keep your feet on sacred ground. She will sing to those who hear, and in her song all magic flows. Can you brave what you most fear? Can you face what the river knows? Where the north wind meets the sea, there's a river full of memory. Come, my darling, homeward bound, where all is lost, then all is found. Until the river's finally crossed, you'll never feel the solid ground. We had to get a little lost on our way to being found. All is found. Where all is lost and all is found. All is found. All is found. My favorite line in the song is, she will sing to those who hear, and in her song all magic flows. Can you brave what you most fear? Can you face what the river knows? Yeah.
Angelika. That was nice. So it's time for our prosperity time. So at Centers for Spiritual Living, Tahoe-Truckee, we know that God is our infinite source for our center and for each of us as individuals. So if you were inspired by today's gathering, consider sharing your abundance with our center, donations of your time, talent, treasures. We're just extremely grateful when you show your gratitude by continuing to make a difference in the lives in our community and out in the world. So there are lots of ways to give. We do cash, we do Venmo, we do PayPal. Um, you know, everybody in this world knows all the other things, including our website. And so our website is tahoecsl.org, where you can donate on that. And we always have our announcements are on that website too. So our offertory song, God is our source, or maybe changed it. I didn't change the ones you requested. Okay.
Only the ones where I had to choose. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Love gives me everything I need. Love gives me everything I need.
So, Diana, do we have the affirmation that goes up for prosperity? I got things out of alignment here. So, if you'll say with me, in everything I
I
give
give
thanks.
thanks.
I gratefully
Gratefully
and
and
joyfully
joyfully
share
share
my
my
offering,
offering,
which
which
flows
flows
from
from
God,
God,
my
my
infinite
infinite
source.
source,
My
as the
gift blesses the center and all who are guided, healed, and empowered by its activities. And so, just in in grateful thanks for all that is given, and just knowing that these donations move into our center where where it's used to keep our center flowing perfectly together and out into the world too as we tithe into other beings and other ways of empowering all of those in their spiritual journey. So we just say together, and so it is. So I'd like to welcome all of you who have been here today. This is a crazy weekend here. I bet you've noticed. And so, um, a little traffic in case you haven't seen it or been a part of it. Um, yeah, it's people are up here enjoying being out of the heat that's so much down in the valley, and then just to celebrate what the 4th of July really means. It's our independence and freedom. So if you're a first time visitor, I especially want to thank you for being here. And we have, if you don't mind just signing in on that, there's just a guest book. We'd love to know who you are. And we also have welcome packets there. And if you would like to receive our email newsletter every week, you can just, there's a card inside there that you can sign on and receive our email every week that Colleen does so beautifully. So this morning, I'd like to thank our guest speaker and musician, Angelica, our Zoom hosting, Diana, in the back. Um, and Penny actually did the hospitality, most of it today, and she is at a workshop down in Palo Alto. So it's time for our announcements. And we have hospitality in the other room, and we'd love for you to join us so that we can get to know you better. And we have some treats to eat. And yeah, it would just be really nice to at least meet you without me looking at you out here. Um, so next Sunday, July 9th, Reverend Pam will be back after her sabbatical, and she'll be speaking on Got Me Hypnotized, which is interesting. And Brenda Hildorn will be our practitioner. So we have a lot of activities going on, okay, which you can find on our website, tahoecsl.org. Um, and we normally have on Tuesdays, which is um, the 4th of July, our e-bike ride, which will be postponed to the following week, which is July 11th. And just a reminder that August 8th through the 11th is the Centers for Spiritual Living annual summer retreat at Asilomar. And if any of you are interested in that information, there's a table right outside here that you can sign up, or you have to sign up online, but the early rates have already ended. So, but if any of you are interested, just come to me and I'll let you know what to do about that if you'd like to go to the annual conference. So there's another healing hour. Okay, most of you know who Don Miguel Ruiz is. He wrote the Four Agreements. This is his son, who is going to do a speaker series for $25 on July 14th at 8 a.m. Pacific time. He's a shaman, and he began his shamanic journey as an apprentice to his father. Um, and they are of the Toltec tradition. So this will be a live virtual event, and you can get tickets for this on our website if you choose to do that. The other one is we have Always Adopt a Highway coming up, and that's going to be July 15th. So we clean the highway for 2 miles from the intersection of 267 and Highway 28 in Kings Beach. And so we always need help in doing that. And boy, does it get dirty after the 4th of July. um, the Red Tent is a monthly women's circle, and that takes place at the Wellness Center in Kings Beach. And that's July 17th from 6:30 to 8:30. That's on Monday night. And it's a potluck also. And our annual retreat is September 8th through the 10th this year. And it's going to be at Ananda, where we always have our retreats. But this year, Melissa and Z, I don't know if many of you know, Melissa Felipe and Z Zigloff are going to be our facilitators. They're a great couple and a lot of fun and beautiful music all the time. They both play music and compose music. They're amazing. So we also have our drop-in classes, Tai Chi with Chris, on Thursdays at 3:30. This is on Zoom. Mary McEnany has an Ananda type meditation on Thursdays that begin at 5, 4:30 for the energization exercises, which I'm sure Angelica knows about. And then Sue Pipo leads our online Course of Love class, and that's every Friday night from 6:30 till 8. And those are all on Zoom. You can find all of this information on our website. So the other thing I wanted to say is I'm a practitioner here, and Carol Delbon is on Zoom as a practitioner too. If there's anything on your heart or mind that you would like to have what we call the 1-minute miracle, if you have anything heavy on your heart this morning, you can come to me after the service and we can do a short prayer to manifest something positive coming into your life. So I think that's it for today. So Angelica's going to play our closing song. And then actually, why don't we all stand for our closing song? We can sing along with her.
Heart, one life, we are one family, one earth, one heart, one life, we are one family, one earth. And together we can make a difference in our world. Every creed and color, every boy and girl, all of creation, no separation. We are one, one heart. Did you want to repeat that? One heart, one life. We are one family, one earth, one heart, one life. We are one family, one earth. And together we can make a difference in our world. Every creed and color, every boy and girl, all of creation, no separation. We are one, one heart. We are one, one heart. Hi, Tyler. I love that we allow children and dogs and everything in here. I love that. It's very inclusive. Very good.
And so if you'll repeat after me, we have a slide coming up. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is. And so it is. Please join us for hospitality. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I see Brian and Linda are on.